It's midnight, you're scrolling Zillow. Every house that doesn't look like it survived 3 hurricanes and a small fire costs $500,000. Beige carpet, laminate countertops, a backyard the size of a yoga mat, and the listing calls it a charming starter home. Meanwhile, you're staring at your salary like, did I miss a promotion? Or did the entire housing market lose its mind? Spoiler alert, it's not you, it's the math. And the math is brutal. My name is Phil, and today we're doing something real estate agents hate. We're calculating who can actually afford a $500,000 house in 2026, not who can get approved, not who can squeeze by. I mean, who can buy it and still sleep at night? Because qualifying for a mortgage and affording a mortgage are two completely different realities. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. In cities like Denver or Austin, and basically anywhere within commuting distance of a major metro, $500,000 is normal. Not luxury, normal. Now compare that to income. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, median household income in America is around $84,000. We are asking households making $84,000 to buy homes that cost 6 times their annual income. If that sounds insane, congratulations, you're paying attention. But everyone says it's doable. The mortgage broker says you're approved. Your parents bought on less. Some TikTok influencer claims you can house hack your way to freedom with 0 down. So what's the problem? The problem is that approved does not mean affordable. Let's talk about the down payment, where most dreams quietly die. Old rule, 20% down. On $500,000, that's $100,000 in cash. The median American savings account, roughly $8,000. You're not a little short. You're $92,000 short, but I'll save it. Okay, if you make $84,000 and save 10% of your gross income, which almost nobody does consistently, that's $8,400 per year. It would take you 12 years to reach $100,000. And that's assuming home prices politely freeze in place for a decade. They won't, so you put down 10% instead, $50,000. That leaves a $450,000 mortgage at 6 to 7% interest. Your monthly principal and interest? Around $2,800. But that's just the beginning. Property taxes? Let's conservatively say $6,000 per year, $500 per month. Homeowners insurance? Around $300 per month. Maintenance? The rule of thumb is 1% of the home's value per year. On $500,000, that's $5,000 annually, $417 per month. And because you didn't put 20% down, you're paying PMI private mortgage insurance, maybe $300 per month. That's a fee you pay to protect the bank from you. Add it up. 2,800 mortgage, 500 taxes, 300 insurance, 417 maintenance, 700 PMI. You're at roughly $4,317 per month. That's before the roof leaks, before the HOA decides to upgrade landscaping, before your AC dies in July. Financial advisors recommend spending no more than 28% of your gross income on housing. If reverse engineer $317 is 28% of your gross monthly income, you need to make about $187,000 per year. Even using the looser 43% debt-to-income threshold banks allow, you still need around $150,000 annually. According to data from the Federal Reserve System and census reports, only about 10 to 20% of U.S. households make $150,000 or more, which means roughly 80% of households cannot comfortably afford a $500,000 home. That's not negativity, that's arithmetic. But people are buying them. Yes, some have high dual incomes. Some have family money. And some are stretching so thin that one job loss turns into a financial avalanche. Let's walk through an example. Meet the Johnsons. Combined income, 16,000 yuan. Sounds great. After federal taxes, state taxes, payroll taxes, and modest retirement contributions, they take home around $9,500 per month. Subtract $4,317 for housing. They're left with $5,183. 2 car payments, car insurance, 1,300美元, student loans, health insurance, groceries, utilities and internet. Now they're down to about $1,583. As before clothing, before kids' activities, before vacations, before medical copays, before saving aggressively for retirement, they're spending nearly half their take-home pay on housing. Not because they're reckless, because that's what normal costs now. Day to day, that feels like checking your account before buying groceries. It feels like postponing dentist visits. It feels like hoping the check engine light is just a sensor. And here's the uncomfortable part. The system doesn't care. Sellers price based on comps. Banks approve based on formulas. Agents earn commission on closing. No one in the transaction is incentivized to say, this might crush you. Once you sign, you're locked in. Since 1990, home prices have risen roughly 400%. Median household income has risen around 180%. The gap isn't a mindset issue. It's structural. You can't budget your way out of a math problem this big. So what can you do? Run the real numbers. Include everything: taxes, insurance, maintenance, lifestyle, job, stability. Maybe the answer is a $350,000 house. Maybe it's renting and investing the difference. Maybe it's waiting. There is no trophy for being house poor. Real wealth isn't owning expensive walls. It's having freedom. If your household income is under $140,000 and you're eyeing a 50,000 home, pause. Not because you're incapable, because the math doesn't bend for optimism. You don't have to play a game that's stacked against you. The smartest financial move isn't always buying the house. Sometimes it's recognizing that approval isn't affordability and choosing peace over pressure.